We begin with Senator Raphael Warnock winning re-election and giving Democrats an outright majority in the Senate. Warnock fended off a challenge from Republican Herschel Walker in a race that was bitter and contentious until the very end. Congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest from Atlanta.
After a hard-fought campaign, you got me for 6 more years.
Democrats clinching a major victory. Senator Raphael Warnock defeating his Republican challenger, Herschel Walker.
The people have spoken.
The pastor turned politician surviving his second runoff election, handing Democrats an outright majority in the Senate. Voters turned out in record numbers, 3.5 million votes cast. But Walker underperformed this time around, getting less support than he did in November.
I'm not going to make any excuses now because we put up one heck of a fight.
The former football star spent much of his campaign fending off one scandal after another, accused of domestic violence, of lying about his resume, failing to publicly acknowledge several children, and paying for 2 women to have abortions, which he denies. That turned some voters like Kirk Watkins away. He voted for Republican Governor Brian Kemp, but did not support Walker.
He has no policies, and he's hand-selected by Trump.
Warnock, who made history as the state's first black senator, insisting Georgia sent a clear message to the country, reflecting on his path to the nation's capital.
I want to say thank you to my mother. She grew up picking somebody else's cotton, but tonight she helped pick her youngest son to be a United States Senator.
And Rachel Scott joins me live from Atlanta now with more on this. Rachel, Senator Warnock had the largest margin of victory for a Georgia Democrat in decades. How significant is that? And does it change things that this was a runoff?
Yeah, and all Democratic incumbents in the Senate were able to hang on to their seats. The first time that this has also happened in decades. So this is a huge victory for Democrats, not to mention this gives them the outright majority in the Senate. Yes, it's one additional seat, but for Democrats, this is going to make their lives a whole lot easier. We've been on the air covering these negotiations that have been upended by 2 Democratic senators, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. Well, this would prevent any one senator from derailing massive amounts of legislation in President Biden's domestic agenda. It would also allow for Democrats to confirm President Biden's judicial nominees a lot quicker, a lot more of a smooth process, giving them more control of some of the committees. So this is definitely going to have a major influence in Washington and on Capitol Hill, Diane.
So what's next for Herschel Walker now, Rachel?
Yeah, that is the big question. Look, he came out, he addressed his supporters last night. He said that they did all that they could. He felt like he had the momentum heading into this race, but he did underperform. And a lot of rural parts of this state, and unexpectedly, that ended up going towards Senator Raphael Warnock. But I can tell you that the Republican Party this morning, they are definitely going to be doing some major soul searching. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell talked about the importance of candidate quality this midterm election. Herschel Walker now on a very long list of candidates that were backed by former President Donald Trump that lost this midterm election. Their losses piling up this midterm election, and now they're going to have to figure out what's the best way to move the party forward, Diane.
All right, Rachel Scott, thanks for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.